Welcome to another edition of the Nightly Nuge. And Ted, I'm just going to read this to you. I can't believe it. It's startling to me.
Believe it.
Well, in Arizona, okay, day of voting, Arizona went blue. They put in the senator down there, and across the board, state elections went blue. So obviously, the Democrats had an incredible turnout. Has to be, right? Well, according to this, in Maricopa County, which is the number one Democratic stronghold, largest city there in Arizona, Democrat turnout was 17%, Ted.
Well, that's how you do that. If we would study the system of voting in the United States of America, it should scare you to the core, because between these machines that keep giving Trump votes to Biden and the ballot harvesting by people who manipulative people, gullible people, weak people, ignorant people, and fill out their ballots for them, that the Democrat Party mails out ballots to everybody, including people that have been dead for 50 years, including people that haven't lived at that address for 20 years. I mean, the evidence is overwhelming. It is staggering that with this outrageous, inescapable evidence that the pundits on television go, well, there's no evidence to support the allegations of voter fraud. We are living in the manipulative times of the deep state who want to control Americans and make them wear masks. I just got back from the Detroit airport and I stopped at Laura Wyez's Barry's Bagels, and there were people riding bicycles in Ann Arbor in this beautiful November day, the sun shining, crystal clear, nice 35-degree air, on a bicycle on park paths wearing masks. There are so many dumb people, and only the guilty need to feel guilty. If you're not dumb, I'm not talking about you. But boy, so many people are so dumb, they don't even know I'm talking about them. They probably don't know how to get on the Nightly Nude because they like ignorance. They celebrate ignorance. They protect their ignorance so that they can feel good and fantasize that somebody's going to make sure that they can have an abortion right up until the time the kid's going to school. We are living in dangerous times because the increased number of really dumbed down, ignorant, gullible, weak, confused, fantasy life people will go whichever way the Democrat gangsters manipulate them. And that's what we're seeing in Maricopa County, and that's what we're seeing in Michigan. That's what we're seeing across the board out here. So once again, people, if you're not raising hell, the enemies of America would like to thank you.
Do you believe, Ted, that we've gone from voting in Americans voting in candidates to machines harvesting ballots? As you see the distinction there, it's a machine of going out to grab ballots that are unfettered, unregulated, and then cast for whatever candidate they choose, versus Americans showing up and voting. Big distinction, but it's very troubling.
Well, you've nailed one of the many violations. Yes, there are computer-generated ballots by people that don't exist. There are ballot harvesters from the Democrat Party. That's why they have all this money after they launder it through to Ukraine. But
hey, Ted, if it's legal, why don't the Republicans do it? Why isn't there an organization out there on the good side of the equation accumulating ballots just the same?
I hear that a lot. I was just listening to a lot of talk guys in Detroit radio and on national radio, the Glenn Beck show and the Clay and Buck show, and they're saying the same thing. But, if there's a river that's running over its banks because the beavers keep damming it up, and somehow the animal rights people tell me I can't knock down the beaver dam, well, then I need to start building up the banks. No. I don't want to do damage control when I know how to do quality control. So yes, if the system is that out of control and the Democrats are utilizing those out of control manipulations, then certainly we should too. But I would rather go back. It's real simple. Follow the guitar player. I am your logic czar. One vote per living United States citizen. You must vote in person, show ID that proves you are an American citizen, who you claim you are, and you get one paper ballot and it gets counted. Stop me when I get to the confusing part. That's how it should be. I'd rather go back to quality control instead of playing games with the damage control.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you, Ted, but if the rules allow for it and the landscape of future elections depend on it, maybe good people should think about it. Well, Ted, I want to talk to you tomorrow about a phenomenon. I mean, it's an incredible phenomenon. It's like the likelihood of lightning striking. And that phenomena is, what is the likelihood of a Republican winning an election after multiple days of in the dark of night counting? The statistics are incredible. You may just as likely get hit by a lightning bolt tomorrow, Ted. But we're going to talk about that tomorrow right here on the Nightly News, where there is absolutely no fake news.
No fake nothing. We don't allow it.